into die-cast cars, especially 1/64 scale, Spoolheads is the go-to online shop. They specialize in super cool 3D printed track parts. Everything from sharp curves to custom electronic start gates for your races. The designs are top-notch, and they really know their stuff when it comes to creating parts that fit perfectly with die-cast car tracks. What's even better? They offer custom orders. So if you need something unique for your setup, they've got you covered. Fast shipping, quality prints, and a really easy to navigate store. It's definitely worth checking out for all die-cast racing fans. You will see for sure that they have a wide variety of options. So if you, for some reason, did not want a custom order and just wanted to work off what they have pretty much anything and everything you could possibly look for. From hills to curves to straightaways to multiple track lanes right next to each other. Twists and turns, you name it, they've probably got it. And again, the custom orders will fill in any of those gaps, I am sure of it. So please, when you have some time and you want to customize your own tracks and have your own races just like these in your home, check out Spoolheads on their website and on Facebook for more information. Hello everybody, thank you so much for your patience and welcome back to the 4th Custom Mail-In Tournament. Let's meet the group that'll get this thing back up and running. We have Ash, the Kid, Gala, and Tabo. I feel like I've been through this before, but I can't remember if it's Tabo or Tebow. Feel free to let me know so that I can hopefully remember to pronounce it correctly in the future. For now, it looks like Ash has a slight lead, but Gala is actually not too far behind them. In fact, they may pass in front of them as these lanes merge together. They are actually neck and neck practically. But Gala gets that lead, and it looks like the clown car has been triggered, but they're all the way in the back, and these 4 racers are not too far spread apart. So as long as they can finish in front of the clown car, they should be okay, relatively speaking. Because do not forget, even if you finish behind the clown car, it will not count and you will get 0 points. Halloween may be over, but that clown is still deadly. So let's double check the replay in just a moment here to see who finished first. I'm pretty sure it was Gala. There comes Gala, there comes Ash, there comes Tabo. Yet everyone finished in front of the clown car, so no one will be getting 0 points. But the Kid and Ash will definitely need to do something in order to get more points, otherwise they could be out early. As we begin again, all but one of them seem to be almost side by side here. Gala has the bit of a lead again. But here comes Ash around the bend. Can they even it out? No, they can't. Gala still has that lead. And as I say that, they spin around and they cause a bit of a traffic jam. So they are still in second, but the way they slowed down, it's entirely possible now that the clown will catch up to them. And it looks like they just did. But for now, Ash, needing a first place finish, it looks like they're going to get it. But then they skid sideways and come to a stop. And Gala is blocking everyone. And then they get nudged forward. That is definitely one of the weirder finishes we've seen. And Ash, who had such high hopes approaching that finish line, their hopes just got dashed. They could not control themselves as they headed towards the finish line, could not stay straight, and got stuck. And somehow, despite practically going sideways, Gala managed to find their way around them. Take a look at this. It looked like Ash was doing fine, and then they went sideways, lost so much speed, and yet somehow Gala was able to find a way around them while blocking Tabo, who ended up finishing in first. And now Gala and Tabo are tied for first. But this also means that there won't be an undefeated racer coming out of this group. So far, we've only had one undefeated racer, and that makes sense. This is only day 2 after all. And that distinction goes to Rebel Racer, I'm pretty sure. If I remember that incorrectly, please let me know. A lot has been happening in my personal life as of recent. But for now, Gala, Ash, Tabo, they're all once again relatively close together. But Gala is keeping that lead. Can they stay straight though? Around the final turn, heading into the final sprint, they go sideways, go backwards, and they quickly went from first to third. Meanwhile, the kid, while they did block the clown car from passing them, in doing so, they ended up not finishing, so either way, they are not getting any points. That is a dangerous play to even interact with the clown car at all. Yeah, take a look at that. He saw the clown car coming, and they used the famous nose block to try and stop him from passing him, but ended up, stopping himself. Or herself, I'm not sure. But now we have one more race. And things just got a little bit more interesting in terms of points. Gala is back up out in front, and as the lanes split, it is Ash who is currently in second. And while they were side by side for just a moment, Gala takes off, and Ash goes sideways once more. And now they're bunched up back there while Gala is out all alone at the front of the pack. They head towards the final turn, into the straightaway, heading towards the finish line. They almost spun out again, but managed to straighten themselves out. And the clown car managed to finish in front of the kid, so they will not get any points again. I don't know if it's the track or the way the cars are designed or what, but some of these vehicles are definitely struggling to stay facing forward, which can be very problematic in crucial moments. Ash was doing well at the end of the second race, but that stop could have changed everything for them. But for now, we have to introduce Jason Dean, NZ, Wild Willie G, and Arlo. All 4 of these guys, I'm pretty sure, have been in these tournaments before. Arlo especially. And it looks like Arlo is going to be taking a quick lead here. And as the lanes merge back together, no one is anywhere near them, and he triggers that clown car. If you're far out in front and you trigger that clown car before the other racers get there, you are putting yourself in prime position to move on early. Because you can get a lot of points while everyone else gets none. But I think there might have been one racer back there that managed to pass the clown car, or at least stay in front of them. And that is the case, so 2 of our racers will not be getting any points at all, despite the fact that they finished. That is how dangerous that clown car can be. I think that was Wild Willie G that managed to stay in second and ahead of that clown car. Let's see what kind of time they pulled off. So far, I think the fastest time we've seen is 17.62, which was done by Rebel Racer in the first race of the whole tournament. And while Arlo's gotten close, they haven't broken it yet. Yet Jason Dean and NZ aren't getting any points from that. So very quickly, Arlo and Weil are much better off already after just one race. And as the second one begins, Arlo is already taking off. Already several lengths ahead of everybody else, and that seems to be continuing to grow. Jason Dean looked like they were actually not too far behind Weil there. But that clown car seems to be in front of everybody, including Wild Willie G right now. They're actually side by side, but for now Arlo is way out in front yet again. A very smooth turn, and then they skid around and end up backwards, but that, I believe, is our new speed record of 17.1. They might have been able to break 17 seconds if they didn't spin around there. But they did, so that might have cost them that mark, but still, that is our new fastest time. You look at that, you can see Wild Willie G wrestling with that clown car to try and stay in front of him. But it looks like it was all for naught as the clown car is heading towards the finish in front of the other three, so none of them will be getting any points. That clown car is definitely throwing a wrench into things. But since Wild Willie G still has 3 points, he's still in second and in position to move forward in this tournament, unless someone else gets more points than he does. But first they have to get any points whatsoever for that to happen. And Arlo, with as big of a lead as they have, they're making it very difficult on the other racers in general. And they got so far ahead that that clown car already has multiple lengths on all of them. But for now, Arlo is way up there, trying to break 17 seconds. Can they do it? They're getting close to the finish line. They're staying off the walls for the most part. And that was actually a little bit slower. But they still finished in first, still finished in front of the clown car. So once again, they'll be the only one to get points. And Wild Willie G is still technically in position to move on. But if they're going to be going up against other fast racers like Arlo or other speed demons that are popular in these tournaments, then they could be in trouble later. Yeah, Arlo just seems to have good control going around those straightaways and those turns for being able to pull up times like that. And unfortunately, the clown car is claiming these racers' careers right now. Or at least their participation in this tournament. Jason and NZ have not gotten any points yet because Arlo gets so far in front of them that they trigger the clown car before they can even get there. Now, as long as nobody else gets any points in front of Wild Willie G, despite only having 3 in total, they'd still progress. And somehow Arlo does get further and further away, and they're going backwards now. But they had a big enough lead that they yet again triggered that clown before anyone could pass it. So this probably won't get them any speed records. However, they are far enough in front and keeping good control despite going in reverse. And they finish in first once more, and the clown car finishes in second. Which means despite only having 3 points and finishing in front of the clown car once, Wild Willie G will be joining Arlo in the next round. This is definitely an unusual occurrence, but it's not every day we have a deadly vehicle like this one. And while I'm actually thinking about it, if you had to give that clown car a name, what would you call it? It can be a joke off of some other clown that exists or something like that. But let's see how creative some of you can be. But yeah, look at that, 20 points and 3. So as we approach the finals, Arlo is in position to be our second undefeated racer. But they still have to deal with Wild Willie G, Gala, and Tabo. And look at this, they were actually staying close together for the first few lengths of that track, and then Arlo starts picking up speed. He goes around the turn, but Gala is actually not too far behind them. And now someone will actually be in front of that clown car, and Tabo actually is too. And now Gala is actually wrestling with Arlo a little bit, allowing Tabo an opportunity to catch up to them. And look at that control, despite going backwards once more. Arlo is going to finish in first yet again. And this time the clown car was only able to finish in front of one person, which is not saying much considering it is Wild Willie G who not only didn't finish but got stuck further up the track. Let's see if we can see what caused that. Was it the clown car or something else entirely? No, it seems like they just clipped the side of the track somehow, went sideways and just could not straighten out again. It takes a lot of skill to be driving backwards for that long and finishing in first despite all those challenges. So Arlo just needs 3 more wins here in order to stay undefeated. And by the way, if the clown car finishes in front of you, even if they're the only one to do so, you will not be undefeated because you don't get any points if the clown car finishes in front of you. Now Arlo and Gala are fighting for that first place position. So far it's in favor of Arlo, who is now going to trigger that clown car. And for some reason, here they go again, driving backwards. So far it's worked well for them. Gala seems to be intrigued by that technique and is now doing the same thing. But in doing so, they are slowing down and the clown car is hot on their tail. And there goes Arlo yet again, finishing in first despite going in reverse. This time the clown car finished in front of 2 racers. That being Tabo and Wild Willie G. And you can see as they go around that bend down there, in the act of going backwards, the clown car was right up against Gala, which is very dangerous, but they managed to still finish in front of them, so they will still get 3 points. Wild Willie G has yet to score, so they're probably out at this point. Let's see how this third race goes. So far it's actually Gala who's starting to pull away. But Arlo was actually hiding behind them from this camera angle, and now they have a slight lead. As they get into the lane merger, who has the lead? It is Arlo once more. And they almost start spinning around again. Something about that particular spot seems to be causing people to skid sideways or spin around or something. But they're heading towards the finish line now. Gala is trying to catch up to Arlo, trying to stop them from being undefeated. And they are hot on their tail. Can they pass them? And it looks like they might have. And it was only Tabo who did not finish in front of the clown car. Yeah, that was definitely a close one. We're going to have to check the replay to be sure, but I'm thinking that Gala managed to pass Arlo at the last possible moment. This angle may make it difficult to see, but let's take a look. I still think it was Gala. Let's see what the judges say. And they give it to... They do give it to Gala, so even Arlo, despite their phenomenal performances so far, will not stay undefeated. As we speed up the footage for a split second, they take off into this next race, this 4th one for this group. And Arlo is out in front again. But just because they're in front now, we've seen that it doesn't necessarily mean it'll stay that way. But they do have a decent-sized lead this time, even over Gala. So now, oh, here they go. They're sliding sideways. They're losing all their speed. They've come to a stop, actually. But they are blocking traffic, and everyone is pushing him along. So they might still finish in first despite what just happened. But everyone is moving so slowly. Will anyone finish? No, everyone got stuck. No one is going to finish this race. Not even the clown car. This is one of the few times that I've ever seen where everybody did not finish. Yeah, everyone managed to at least stop in front of the clown car, but no one got to the finish line. Arlo was the closest, but they didn't even touch the finish line, let alone cross it, so I don't think anybody will be getting any points from that one, so this last race has become obsolete, essentially. Which means I'm pretty sure Arlo is moving on, along with Gala, I believe, but we'll check the scores one more time to be absolutely certain of that. But look at that timer just go up, and it's counting even though Arlo got that close. But I don't think they're going to give it to them. They will not. Arlo and Gala will be moving on alongside Rebel and Zizzer. Only one undefeated racer so far. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.